Hello there, Sundry News for Monday, August 10th here. I'll start with the Louder with Crowder newsletter. A guy dropped a naked man blocking his car with one punch. What is going on? Protesters, for whatever reason, think blocking traffic or blocking your car is an effective means to have their voice heard. I don't get it. I've never got it. We're seeing a lot of it lately. Yeah, how about taking off their clothes is an effective means to have their voice heard? Sure. What does this guy want to be, the next naked Athena? Would he be naked Ares? Naked Zeus? AOC says the working class doesn't need billionaires. This classic Robin Williams bit mocking Joe Biden's cognitive abilities is perfect. From the show, Antifa crashes changed my mind. Watch, things got hairy. Intense footage from Steven Crowder's latest Change My Mind taping. Portland protesters assaulted two old ladies. Yep, saw that. They threw paint in the face of one, and you can see it in this little picture right here, white paint. And the other one had a walker, and they put hands on her. And Hasbro pulls Troll doll because of a button in the doll's private area. I just heard about this today, and I saw the video of what she does when you push the button. She giggles and, like, says, ooh, type of things. Definitely not appropriate. Very strange how it actually got made. Very, very strange. Very strange. Okay, next up. Let's do the Daily Wire next. Antifa beaten after they allegedly went after man in wheelchair. You guys came to the wrong city. I wonder what city that was. I don't want to read about Antifa. Rioters storm Portland neighborhood. We know where you live. We're going to burn your building down. Okay. Threats. I don't think threats like that are legal. They don't fall under the First Amendment. That's not okay. Mandalorian star Gina Carano. I really didn't know that Gina Carano was on The Mandalorian, but okay. She's in a lot of other things. Accused of racism for sharing anti-Nazi post on Twitter. Oh, how dare she be anti-Nazi? That must mean she's a racist. What the fuck? LA City Councilman voted to slash police budget. LAPD called to his home 8 times since April. Probably shouldn't have voted that way, huh? Lance Armstrong bike shop cuts off police following Black Lives Matter protest. So I guess his bike shop won't be selling bikes for bicycle cops anymore. Asshole. Gonna lose money. Whatever. There's some ads. The Daily Yahoo is next. 1 dead, at least 20 injured in shooting at a parent DC block party. I'm so sure it was a block party. The shooting took place at a party in Washington, D.C., which was reportedly attended by hundreds of people despite coronavirus restrictions. So, we're not just going to call it a peaceful protest. This was a block party. Okay, sure. I believe that. So that's the shooting that happened in D.C., and I saw a headline somewhere about how Trump had to abruptly be ushered out of a news conference, whatever, when gunshots were heard. So that must have been that shooting. Unless there was more than one shooting in D.C. over the weekend. That's highly possible. Touched a nerve? Trump flips out after Anthony Scaramucci delivers warning on Fox News. The former White House communications director said the GOP could become a minority party for a generation because of Trump. I don't see that. Unless you mean something like a party of minorities, because I could see that happening. If, some people of different shades would take a look around, walk away, as they say, from the Democrat Party, we could become a party of minorities. That would probably be a good thing. I seriously doubt that Trump flipped out. HuffPost. When HuffPost says Trump flips out, you just generally don't need to believe it. Jason Derulo knocks out Will Smith's teeth in golf video and you won't be able to look away. It's my turn. I only need one swing, Will Smith quipped after Jason swung his golf club and knocked out his 2 front teeth. Dumbasses. Jeremy Meeks is making headlines again, but this time it's for a reason no one saw coming. Okay. So, that dude's name is Jeremy Meeks. Okay. Katherine Schwarzenegger and Chris Pratt welcome first child. They're doing great. That's nice. Schwarzenegger's brother announced the baby news. That's nice. Amazon reportedly wants to take over JCPenney and Sears stores to turn malls into giant fulfillment centers. Well, that would be good for the malls. Sad for the department stores. Good for the malls. It is sad that so many malls are just being abandoned. Amazon would benefit by gaining well-located warehouse space in cities and could decrease delivery time on orders. But you can't, they would change the malls? Would they take out all the fountains and the other stuff that makes malls malls? What is this? The Daily Wire. Civil War battlefields. The left's next target in the war on history. I'm surprised they haven't started doing that yet. I'm visualizing red paint splashed all over Gettysburg. And, of course, the ever-present Black Lives Matter, quote, mural, unquote. Which, by the way, speaking of the whole mural thing, I actually Googled mural finally, after this has been bugging me for so long. The actual definition is of a painting on a wall. So, if it's on the ground, there must be some other name for it. Not to mention, it didn't say anything about, painted letters. But whatever. Anyway, Ohio Karen argues over wearing a mask at Planet Fitness. She wants to exercise, damn it, and she wants to do so on her terms. Well, you're not supposed to have to wear a mask when you're exercising. That's supposed to be the rules everywhere. Where is it, Ohio? What's wrong with you, Ohio? People are not supposed to have to wear masks while exercising. That's bullshit. Stay up to date on coronavirus. Not with you, Yahoo. What's hot is Yahoo Search. Surprise, surprise. Trending now, Sabrina Carpenter, Megan Good, coronavirus, Leonardo DiCaprio, 2020 Subaru Crosstrek, cheap outdoor furniture. I'd be interested in that. Colin Morikawa, he's the dude who won the PGA Championship PGA tournament that was just happening over the weekend. Dog insurance, Terry Bradshaw, Serinda Swan. Okie dokie. Last but not least is 1440. Good morning, it's Monday, August 10th, and we're covering a slew of executive actions, the Sturgis motorcycle rally, and protests in Beirut. What, over the explosion? It already happened. What are you protesting? Need to know. Executive orders. President Trump signed 4 executive actions over the weekend extending economic relief measures for millions as talks over a 4th coronavirus stimulus package faltered in Congress. Most notably, a federal $600 per week boost to unemployment benefits will be partially restored at $300. It's $400 was what I read, but I was thinking it would be nice if it was $300 instead. So if it really is $300, good. Oh, never mind. I need to continue reading before I talk. At $300 with an additional $100 encouraged to be provided by the states. Ah, yes. It is unclear whether the state benefits will be provided at this point. Okay, good. Yes, good. The payments propped up economic activity in July, accounting for 15% of the nation's wages. The benefits, which will cost $44 billion and last until December 6th, will be drawn from the existing disaster relief fund, which has a current balance of $70 billion. If the funds in the disaster relief fund is $70 billion, why were both the Republican and the Democrats' bills in the trillions? Well, the Republican was $1 trillion. The Republican bill was $1 trillion. The Democrats' bill was $2 trillion. It was higher, but then they lowered it. Why can't they narrow down what they want to fit inside that fund so that we don't have to, find a different place to get the money from? I'm just saying. Additionally, the payroll tax will be deferred until December 31st for those making less than $100,000, and student loan payments may be deferred with no interest. A federal moratorium on evictions was not extended. That's probably for the best. But housing authorities were instructed to find ways to help tenants avoid evictions. That's nice. Talks on the next stimulus bill currently appear stalled. Yeah. Yep. Congratulations to 1440 for being objective on this. As I read last night from Yahoo News, they were extremely not objective. Everything was all about Trump stepping in and taking Congress's power just so he'll look good for his re-election campaign. And they complained both about him taking the power away from Congress, but then also about how his what he did was not strong enough and there was still work to be done by Congress. Like, you can't bitch about both of those. Congress should do their job. Yes, they weren't doing their job. That's why he did a few things. He gave them some nudges. Now they need to get back to doing their damn job. Anyway. Sturgis begins. One of the world's largest motorcycle rallies began over the weekend with an estimated 250,000 bikers descending on Sturgis, South Dakota, despite coronavirus fears. Though scaled down, around 500,000 normally attend. Wow. The 10-day event is expected to be the biggest public gathering in the U.S. since the panic began. The rally, known for its anything-goes atmosphere, has been held nearly every year since 1938 and brings close to $800 million to the state in an average year. That's refreshing for a traditional gathering like that to not be canceled for the first time in so many odd decades. It's refreshing since so many other things have been canceled. South Dakota has seen a relatively low number of coronavirus infections so far, with less than 10,000 in total, around 30th for U.S. states per capita, and under 150 deaths. Still, reports say visitors have largely ignored social distancing guidelines, sparking fears of a super-spreader event. Officials from the Cheyenne River Sioux tribe banned all non-commercial travelers from tribal lands, which sit east of Sturgis. See photos from the opening weekend here. Separately, New Zealand marked 100 days with no local COVID-19 cases reported. On the other side of the world, the U.S. passed the grim milestone of 5 million total alleged cases and has reported 162,938 alleged deaths as of this morning. A July surge in new cases seems to be receding, though daily deaths are still rising. See the data here and here. A reckoning in Beirut. Thousands of protesters clashed with soldiers and police in the Lebanese capital of Beirut over the weekend, calling for government resignations in the wake of an historic explosion that many have blamed on negligence and corruption. Protesters broke into multiple government ministries and hung symbolic nooses in the city's Martyrs Square. So there actually is a place where nooses are used symbolically, not just as race hoaxes. It's in Africa. It's not in America. Just saying, there's that. I mean, as far as negligence and corruption, I'm not sure about the corruption, but they did have a giant stockpile of explosive chemicals stored right next door to a warehouse full of fireworks or something like that, right? So, I mean, that could be a little negligent. The blast, which killed at least 158 people and injured an estimated 5,000, was triggered by 2,750 tons of improperly stored ammonium nitrate in a port depot. The disaster was the tipping point for a country already in the middle of a spiraling economic and political collapse. Lebanon's currency had dropped 78% since October, and the country defaulted on its debt in March, both of which occurred before a 7-week coronavirus lockdown further exacerbated economic woes. Critics say a deeply embedded culture of corruption and cronyism lies at the root of the multiple crises. See the explosion in slow motion here. In the know. Sports, entertainment, and culture. Jerry Falwell Jr., president and chancellor of Liberty University, put on indefinite leave by school's executive committee. Decision follows photos posted by Falwell of himself at a yacht theme party. Okay. Indefinite leave because he went to a party? This time in our lives is so awful. It's just awful. Colin Morikawa, 23. Excuse me. Tops Dustin Johnson and Paul Casey to become the third youngest player to win the PGA Championship. Mid-American Conference becomes first football bowl subdivision, previously Division 1A, college football conference, to cancel its season over the coronavirus. Football Championship Subdivision, previously Division 1AA, college football's second largest division, cancels its playoffs. Science and technology, brought to you by Honey. Chinese tech giant Huawei says it may run out of processor chips for its smartphones within a month, a result of U.S. sanctions on the firm's chip supply chain. Haha. Rising U.S.-China tensions may hit Apple hard due to its exposure in the Chinese market. Amber fossil reveals 99-million-year-old hell ant hunting an ancient cockroach relative. Unique find shows the extinct ant using its vertical, blade-like mandible in action. That sounds super cool. Obviously, I mean, yeah, gross, but super cool. Mostly I'm saying gross about the cockroach thing. I fucking hate cockroaches. The ant sounds super cool. Scientists identify electrical activity in the brain that differentiates REM sleep from being awake. Findings have applications in sleep disorders and monitoring patients in comas. PayPal's new money-saving tool is a must-have. Honey is a desktop browser extension that helps you save money on all your online purchases, from food delivery to home furnishings to skincare to electronics. Download Honey for free today. Business and markets. Twitter approaches TikTok owner ByteDance with interest in acquiring its U.S. operations. Oh. Okay, I was thinking the Microsoft thing had not gone through, but that's Microsoft and TikTok. This is Twitter and ByteDance, which will not own TikTok if they sell to Microsoft. But if Twitter buys all of ByteDance's U.S. operations, then they would sort of undercut Microsoft's efforts. I wonder. Experts skeptical, given Twitter's current $30 billion market valuation is equivalent to the rumored TikTok acquisition price. Okay. A $765 million government loan for Eastman Kodak to produce pharmaceutical ingredients on hold as government agencies evaluate allegations of wrongdoing around options and insider trading. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway sees earnings surge 87% in second quarter following company's largest ever loss in first quarter due to panic. Company buys back a record $5.1 billion in shares. Saudi Arabian majority state-owned oil business Saudi Aramco sees 2020 first-half profits drop 50% as oil prices crater. Feeling overwhelmed by your finances? The Penny Hoarder can help. Get simple, straightforward strategies for making and managing money delivered right to your inbox. Sign up today. Politics and world affairs. Portland, Oregon and police declare a riot as a police union office is vandalized and set on fire. 24 people arrested for throwing rocks, firecrackers, and other objects at police. Get out there and crack some damn skulls. Reports say crowds number in the hundreds, figuratively, of course. Reports say crowds number in the hundreds with a smaller group responsible for violence and property damage. Sure. The rest of them are just shielding that smaller group. They're all complicit. Election 2020. Top U.S. counterintelligence official says Russia, China, and Iran are the primary foreign threats to interfere in the 2020 election, with Russia generally preferring President Trump and China preferring Joe Biden. See full statement. At least 1 killed, 20 injured following mass shooting at a block party in Washington, D.C. Off-duty police officer reportedly among the victims in critical condition. Etc. The best fiction of 2020 so far. Around the world in 80 sandwiches. Yum. George W. Bush, president and painter, preps a new release. Neat. From our partners, do you work remotely? Work productively from anywhere with Apple devices. Create your free account here. Why is Apple advertising with 1440? Coca-Cola debuts coffee-infused soda. Yummy. New Hampshire's Jetson bill will allow flying cars on roads. Jetson, clever. Now you can 3D print yourself. Oh, a backyard cabana. Why did they word it that way? I was almost excited. 3D printing yourself. Now you can 3D print yourself a backyard cabana. Oregon Zoo's residents love melons. When you drink Red Bull, but it doesn't give you wings. Interesting. Clickbait. Wild boar steals nudist's laptop. Warning. Nudists. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that there would be nudists in this little thing that has to do with nudists. History book. The Louvre opens in Paris, 1793. Happy birthday, Smithsonian Institution, 1846. Why didn't they just say, happy birthday, Louvre? Former President Herbert Hoover born, 1874. Happy birthday, Kylie Jenner, 1997. Jeffrey Epstein found dead in jail while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges, 2019. That was only last year. It feels so long ago. Oh no, I'm so tired. I'm sorry. Freedom is the open window through which pours the sunlight of the human spirit and human dignity. Herbert Hoover. Human spirit and human dignity. that dignity thing is a thing that we have lost quite a bit of. And I'm not saying it's been taken away. It's been being given away. It's been being lost by each person is losing their own dignity. It's not the thing that's being taken. We sacrifice our dignity for fame and money, things like that. Anyway, that's it for 1440. And that's it for Sundry News. Thank you and good night.